Welcome to Between the Pages. This is the Office Lounge. I'm your host, Markela, and tonight we have author Evelyn Latrice. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
You good tonight?
Yes. Can you hear
Yes, I hear you.
me? Okay.
Yes,
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 I'm
yes.
good.
Yes.
Okay.
Where are you joining us in from?
Atlanta.
Oh, you in A?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, don't tell me that because I want to go to that Chris Brown's concert so bad.
When is it?
It's February 13th.
Yeah, see, I like Chris Brown, but I'm a
Good. Don't do that.
uh-uh. I'm a concert snob. So I'm real kind of like picky on, who I go see in concert.
Gonna be there though. It's Chris, Monica,
See, I already seen Monica a whole bunch of times. So
hey, we're just gonna leave you out of that, okay?
but I haven't seen Chris Brown, and I heard that he does put on like a really good show.
That's the reason why I want to go, because I know he's
Yeah, I heard
um,
he does really good. He gonna dance all across the stage.
and he
Yeah,
don't do he don't do it over here. So I'm
yeah,
like, and he ain't announced no date, so I'm like, okay.
yeah, yeah. You should
Looking
go.
forward from you. Well, this is Between the Pages, and we're gonna get started and dive all the way in and see how you got started in writing. How you got
Um,
started?
with life.
Yeah, no, just before the author journey. How you got started?
Oh, um, before I became an author, I was just a girl.
Yeah, I see.
I was
Listen,
just a girl.
you used to be
Um,
there.
the girl. No, but I am an Army veteran.
Okay.
Um, I'm a mom, a wife, a daughter. That's what I was before I became an author.
Yeah.
I didn't have like a professional career or anything kind of like going on per se quite yet.
All right. So go ahead. You was the only
Oh yeah.
vet.
Yeah. And yeah, I was just a girl. Just a girl.
So when you found the first love to writing, when did you know?
Well, I used to write a little bit when I was younger, but I've always been hit like a reader, heavy reader. Um, I read my first urban fiction book, and even then, I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a writer. I didn't know I was gonna be a writer until like the world became quiet. I moved away from my not my hometown, but where I was raised, for my most memorable years, I moved away. I moved up here to Atlanta. I didn't have any friends. I didn't have any family besides, my husband and my kids. And it was like everything was quiet. So I didn't have any, hometown distractions going out, hanging with my friends. And I was like, I got a story, and I started writing, and I didn't stop.
Okay. So tell me about your first story.
My first story was Black Boys and the Women That Cuffed Them. That was the
Mhm.
first story that I wrote. It was the first story that I put out, and when I wrote it, I got such really good feedback. I was like, "Oh yeah, I could do this. I could do this." So I just been doing it.
So how did you start getting the thoughts to the paper though? Did you just start like having these
Well,
dreams, watching
yes,
TV?
I just I'm a Gemini, so baby, I be talking to myself. So sometimes when I talk to myself,
Oh,
uh, I get these ideas or I get these things, and then I like to people watch. So I would just see people, and I would be like, I'll make up a whole little life story and like that. So I was like, okay, let me, put it on paper. Um, my first story, all of those characters have bits and pieces of who I was at that time or
yeah.
prior to that time. So it was like I just, kind of sprinkled me, even in the male characters, I just kind of sprinkled me in all of them because I didn't have any other distractions. And it was kind of like an introspective moment for myself when I started writing these characters. Of course, I put the razzle and the dazzle on them, they were doing things I ain't never did before. But yeah, it was just, and it did good. It turned out well. I say that it turned out well.
Would you say now, like from looking back from when you first started, how long have you been writing?
6 years.
6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Have you mastered the craft in your head?
No, I have not. I have not. And I don't know if I ever will.
Mhm.
Um, because there's a difference between being fulfilled, feeling like you're not chasing anything anymore. But I don't think I will master it because I love to learn. Like I love to keep absorbing new information. So I don't think there's anything in life that I will personally master. Now, don't tell nobody I said that because I like to think, I'm good at everything.
But I get it because that's the Capricorn in me. I
Yeah.
want to excel.
Hmm.
I want to be great. I like learning. I like knowledge. I want to know everything, but at the same time, I don't.
Right.
So I want to know. I want to learn. Now I want to have knowledge of it, but
Hmm.
I have understanding of it, but I don't want
Hmm.
to know because I be
Yeah.
like, Lord, that just to think that that's just a whole mind. Your mind be blown when you ask God
Hmm.
for that kind of stuff. You be like,
I mean, I would, if I could, I would want to know everything.
okay,
Um, God ain't gave me this big head to not know everything. So I want to know everything, but it's not enough time in a day to really sit there. It's not enough years in your life to really know everything.
you
Because if
almost.
I did, then I'd be God, and I can't be God. So
So, how many books you have published in your catalog today?
20.
Go girl.
I have 20. Sometimes I feel like I should have more than that because I see my peers and I'm so happy for them. I'm like, dang, they got all these books. We've been writing about the same amount of years, but they got all these books. But
Mm.
I have to remind myself that my journey is my journey, their journey is their journey. And even when I tell people, yeah, I'm a published author, and they're like, how many books do you have? I'm like, 20. They're like, wow. And I'm like, girl, if you only knew, it's people out here with 100 books. But I have to be appreciative and grateful for where I am and, in my
Yeah,
journey.
right.
Yeah.
And creating that balance too. Sometimes
Yeah.
you got some that can write a book and they can write that book in 2 weeks.
Hmm.
They can get that thing. They can get that 40K out there. No doubt.
Right. Right.
But to create that balance, especially being a wife, a mom, all that, you
Hmm.
gotta. Because I know I don't remember the author. I think her name was Emily at the time. That's one of the authors I first got introduced to. And
Hmm.
she locked herself in her house for many, many years and never came out, never went to the mailbox, never did anything. All she did was sit at the window and wrote books.
Hmm.
Um, until the day she died. She just sat and wrote books. And when they finally came into her home, she just had books and papers and everything sat everywhere. It's because that's all she had, no social life.
Hmm.
So I know a lot, interviewing a lot of authors, they're like, I'm an introvert, I'm at home. I'm like, well, you got the balance? Make sure you have the
Right.
balance because you can get lost in that book. Um,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's so true. It's hard to find that balance. When you don't have a traditional job. And I think that that's the difference. For the authors that do work outside of writing, they may be introverted, but they have more interaction with people because they go to work, you know what I'm saying? But then you have those authors who are just writers full time, or they have a, work from home job. And it's kind of hard because when we're submerged into a book, 9 times out of 10, our hair not combed. The only thing we know we doing is eating and taking a bath, right? Like we throwing on sweatpants and we look a mess. So the idea of going out to socialize is like, okay, now I gotta do my hair. I gotta pull myself away from this book, do my hair, iron these clothes, put me a little makeup on, whatever it is you do as a woman. See, that takes too much time to do that when I could just sit right here at
I
home
know.
and be on the computer.
So what does your day look like writing for you? Is it
It's
you gotta,
different.
is it okay?
I don't really have well, this time around for these last maybe month and a half, 2 months, possibly three, I did buckle down a little bit better, and really told myself that, you know, I have to write at a minimum 3,000 words every day. But for most of the time, I don't do that.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't want to take the blame for that. So I'm gonna say it's like my attention span. Let me blame it on something else. My attention span. Sometimes I just can't sit there. My mind, the way my mind works, I have so many things in my mind at one time that I don't want to sit down. I want to sit down, but I don't want to sit down and be actively doing something. I might just want to sit down and just sit down. I just want to
Mhm.
sit there, like just do nothing and just sit there.
Right.
But
Mhm.
I noticed that if I want to be more consistent, I have to be more disciplined with my time. Like I say, even if that's just saying, okay, Evelyn, 3 hours, give yourself 3 hours on the computer. I don't care if you write 500 words, but you're gonna sit there for 3 hours. And if I keep doing that, of course I'm gonna end up writing more than 500 words because I'm like, let me just, write what I need to write or whatever. But it's a challenge for me personally.
So you just basically saying like, long as I commit to sitting down and looking at the screen, something's gonna come out.
Yeah,
How do
yeah.
you handle your writer's block? Do you ever get writer's block?
I don't think I necessarily get writer's block. It's more so that story isn't speaking to me. So, and I think that that's the difference that sometimes as creatives, we kind of have to differentiate. It's not writer's block. It's you're trying to force that particular story when it ain't ready. Put it back in the oven, you know what I'm saying? Or let the
I
dough
understand
rise,
that.
let the dough rise a little bit longer and start on something else. So that's what I have to do because if not, I'll never write. Cause I have so many incomplete stories on my computer, and if I really would have just tried to force it, I don't think I would have been 100% comfortable with it. It wouldn't have felt like I put my best into that. And when those reviews would have been coming in, I probably would have been cringing. So I'm glad I sit them to the side. But it's a challenge because if I'm 60K words in and it just stopped. Everybody stopped talking, I'm like, damn, I'm so close, like I'm
Yeah,
so
no.
freaking close, but I'm really not close, right? Like, I try not to give myself like a word count. I try to push myself to do more, write longer books and stuff like that. But I try not to give myself a word count because I don't really know what those stories want to be. They might want to be short and sweet and to the point. They may want to be a slow burn, I don't know. I just gotta go with what I gotta go with.
Are you an outline writer?
A little bit. So I'll have the gist of the story. I try to have the characters' backgrounds, but if I'm being honest, sometimes that even changes when I start writing. Like I may
Mhm.
have, you know, um, they were raised in a two-parent household. Like that's the beginning. But as I'm writing, I'm like, no, 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 no. He a recluse. He don't got no parents. Girl, snatch some parents away from him. Then I have to
Right.
change it. I have to change it. So, but I have a gist. I at least try to have a beginning, a middle, and what I want to be the end. Now, how I get there, to those points, it fluctuates. It kind of just depends. But so I guess kind of in a way I have an outline.
Do you have do your characters, are they like based on people you know? I know you say
No,
you sprinkle.
no, they are not based on people I know. Do you know how many times I go back to my hometown? My hometown, let me just put out there. I was born in Massachusetts, but I was raised in Columbus, Georgia, because my dad was military, Fort Benning, Georgia. So when I go back there, people are like, which one of those characters about me? Or none of them, baby. I was not.
About you. It's
No,
really making you fit. That's it.
right. Like it's not based on anybody. Now, if I'm having a good, homegirl moment on the phone, and we might be doing a little gossip or something, and we may talk about somebody in particular. I'm like, dang, that's a good character trait, or that's a bad character trait that I want to give to a character. So I am inspired sometimes, but not just by people that I know, people that I see, people I see on social media, movies, side characters on shows, little quirks and stuff like that. Like I'm inspired by life, all forms of it. Real life, fictional life. I'm just inspired by, life or whatever. And I do take some of my personalities and put them in my characters because, I like me.
I you. Listen, you seem like a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Thanks.
A
Thanks. I'm
lot.
not.
So you ain't.
No, I am. I am for real. I am.
You seem like real cool, real down to earth. You know what I mean? But
I
you is
think I
still that
am.
gem. You still is that Gemini, so I still gotta keep my eye out on you now.
I mean, so you just know that there are probably multiple of me. But at the core, I'm good.
Right. Now, do you read?
I
You said
do
you Gemini.
read. I love to read.
Look, Ronnie, look.
I know, right? Of course.
BTP in the house. There you go. Yes, she's Gemini's in the house. Oh God.
Yes, the Geminis are in the house.
Every time we have a guest on, we pack it full of Geminis. I don't know what's the deal. Ain't no cap
We're
sign.
we're creative. Think about the music. That's all I'm gonna say now. We got Prince, we got Tupac, we got Kanye, uh,
We the best.
Biggie.
We the workaholics though. We the workaholics.
Yes, the Capricorns gonna get that money. Capricorns
We the
gonna get that money.
workaholics.
Yeah, yeah.
We gonna work when we aren't supposed to be working.
See, and we not. We're not.
So, what is your favorite book in your catalog?
My favorite book in my catalog, I'm gonna have to say my first book, Black Boys and the Women That Cuffed Them. Just because it just takes me back to a fun time, like I say, a time where the world was silent and I really just found something that could be mine. Um, which sometimes, well, at that time, I was kind of, trying to figure out who I was, who I wanted to be, who I was going to be. I've I've been a mom for a long time. I had my first child when I was 16. I've been married since I was 21. So I've gone through all of these different transitions of who I was, who I'm going to be, and who I am. And that book just really helped me find purpose. Find purpose when I, was like, okay, I know I'm a mom, I know I'm a wife, but like, who is Evelyn? And
Yeah,
she's an
yeah,
author. She's an author. She's a creative, she's a storyteller. And so that's why Black Boys and the Women That Cook Them it will probably always be my favorite book. Probably. I don't know, it might change, but right now.
So for the viewers and people that's listening at home right now, so if we was new to your catalog, where would you want them to start? What book would you want them to
I
start?
would want them to start with Black Boys and the Women That Cuff Them. It's a good book, and I don't know. I like for people to go on and appreciate my journey with me. I can say that because I know some creatives in all spaces have, some things that they put out that they feel like wasn't their best. I don't feel like that. I because I know that I give what I'm supposed to give. And everybody might not like it, but I know that I'm putting on the paper what I want to be on the paper, what I feel like needs to be on the paper, what the characters wanted to be on the paper. So I don't think I have anything that's so horrible. I don't cringe. If I, want to recommend a book or anything, but I would definitely, and I tell people start with my first book, so I wasn't one that cooked them. Yeah.
Well, that speaks a lot. That means like you believe in your work,
I
even though you
do.
have evolved as a writer, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you still feel like, no, start with me from the beginning and
Mm-hmm.
go on up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, you did the thing. You did your thing with a shooter song.
Oh, thank you.
You did your thing. I am currently reading which one is it? Long Nights.
Okay.
Long Nights.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm currently reading Long Nights. But you did your thing with a shooter song. It was
Thank
not
you.
what I mean, how do you come up with your titles?
Well, let me tell you something. I got a friend, right? She an author too. And sometimes when I be telling her these titles, she's like, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. But I'm so strong willed. Like, I'm not really coachable. I don't really know how to follow. So I'm like, bump it. This what I like, this what I like. And that's how I came out with a sugar song. And I think I had a couple of people who was kind of like, I don't know. But I was like, the cover is what ties it all together. You know what I'm saying? When they seen the cover, they was like, okay, I get it. But I try to be different. Music definitely helps me with titles. Like Long Nights came from a Black song. He got a song called Long Nights. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna use I'm gonna use that. But yeah, my first title, I had a lot of input in it. My publisher at the time, who is my friend as well, she kind of helped me with those because at that time, those titles, were what the readers were mostly gravitating towards or whatever. But now that I'm like more confident in my writing and now I'm 100% independent, I'm kind of like, if this the title that I want, this is the title that I'm gonna use, and I hope it would do well. I got faith in myself, but most importantly, I have faith in God that like He wouldn't give me the title if He didn't want me to use it, because He wouldn't do me like that. He, me and God, we real close. He wouldn't even do me dirty like that.
That's right. I know that's how. Speaking of independent, how have you enjoyed your independent journey?
This is not my first time being independent. I've been independent before, then I end up going back to a publisher because it's scary, right?
It is.
Um, but I like it. I enjoy it. Um, especially this time around. I feel like I know more as far as like the business goes. I definitely think a shooter song really helped me want to be independent because the people, it wasn't even about like monetarily what it did because I've made more money off of other books. It was the feedback, the people, the book bloggers, people just inboxing me, and I've had it before, but for that book, it came in droves. And I was like, oh, okay, y'all see me, I see y'all, let's get it.
So go check out the rest of the catalog because it's
Right.
over
Go
there.
go read the
But
bookshop.
it takes that one book to draw you in.
Yeah.
Um, I have a reader buddy on with me, and we be talking about books, and I was telling her like, you go there and read that book. I was telling her about she was song, but um, you got to draw you in. It's like
Mhm.
watching a TV show.
Mhm.
You got just long as you capture and you when you write and you don't know what book gonna be the bestseller. You don't know what
Mm-mm.
book gonna flop. You just
Mm-mm.
don't. It may be the best thing you thinking I'm putting out, and it's like they don't
Yeah.
like it.
And they
And then
don't
it's
like
like, oh, I wrote this book in 2 weeks, and it's like it's bestseller.
it. Mhm.
And it's like you don't know what the readers or the viewers or anybody is gonna respond to the book.
Yep.
However, I mean, long as you staying true to who you are and doing whatever razzle dazzle you say in your
Mhm.
book to make it
Mhm.
true. Have you figured out your signature in your books yet?
I don't think so. Um, I don't. mm,
Some
I
people like
would.
talking about mental health. Some people got um they got
Yeah.
like you got a sense of humor they want to put in all the
Yeah.
books.
I don't think. I don't know what that is. Maybe one day somebody else, when after they read my whole catalog,
Yeah,
they'll
probably gonna
tell
point
me
it
what
out.
it
Yeah.
is. I know what I do like, and it wasn't in the shooter song, but I do like uh when my female characters have options. Like maybe she got one and she meet another. I do like for her to have options. Yeah, but I don't
What is
put that
your
in
pet
all my
peeve in
books.
your books? Like, what is something you just like, not going in my books at all?
Really, really disrespectful men. And I know the readers like that. They
I-
like that. I like it too when I'm reading when I read other people's books, but cause me, see, sometimes, and I have to stop doing that. I'll be like, okay, Evelyn, would you allow it? The real life me,
No, the real life me, no.
no, ma'am. But the book,
The book me, yeah.
probably, probably. But I think I would like I make them a little, a little kind of not talkative to everybody else, but then they meet their girl, they give her a little bit more. But I wouldn't have them snatching wigs and stuff off. Like, nah, we not doing. I like to read it, but we're not doing that in my book.
Yeah, it's a lot that I like to read. But I do
Yeah.
have my pet peeves too.
Well, what are yours?
That the tit for tat. I don't like the tit for tat.
Yeah.
I will read it.
Uh
I
huh.
don't prefer it. I don't
Yeah.
like the tit for tat. I don't really care for the like rape scene,
Yeah.
a lot of
Mhm.
beating and stuff like that. I don't really care for
Mhm. Yeah, I don't really care for that either. In the beginning of my urban fiction reading journey,
that.
I felt like that was more common in the books 10 years ago. Trauma bonding was
Mhm.
a real thing in urban fiction 10, 12, 15. See, I ain't that old, but so yeah.
Now, don't call your age now. Don't call your age now.
I'm still
So
young, yeah. Oh yeah.
you write in urban fiction romance. Is there a genre that you haven't written in that you would like to?
Fantasy. I would love to write in fantasy. I love fantasy. Um, those
You
I
say
was a
fantasy, is you going to the paranormal side or are you talking about
all of it.
okay.
I want to write in all of it. Paranormal, all the witches and warlocks and spells. Um, I love all of that. I was a Harry Potter kid. TV shows and stuff, if it based in some mythical place or they got some type of power, sign me up. Like the
Mhm.
originals, I love like I want to write in that, but I don't know if I can really push myself to do it. I know I can, but I don't know if I would just sit there and really um do it. But I want to.
Yeah, yeah. What are you currently working on?
I am currently working on To the Moon, and done. It's done, but it's not done. It's in edit. It is my longest book to date.
Oh goodness.
It is my best book to date, but I'm always gonna say that every time I put out another book, it's gonna be better than the other books.
Good.
But it's really my best book to date, and I'm so excited for the readers to read it. I feel like this could be one of those ones. It's a coming of age tale, and it's really good. My beta readers have given nothing but great feedback on it. Of course, like I say, it's done, but I'm adding a little bit more to just make it be as perfect as I could possibly get it. But To the Moon, yep.
Will it
Hopefully
be a standalone?
soon. Yes, it is a standalone. I In my independent career, I want to write standalones. Just because I'll be tired too. Like
I feel
I
you.
don't feel like writing a book too because I'm tired of these characters. I'm ready to move on. So yeah, but it's a standalone. And like I say, it's gonna be my longest book to date, and I'm so proud of myself, and I'm excited, really excited.
Can you tell us what it's gonna entail?
It is a loose sports romance. Um, but it's more so of, like I say, a young adult coming of age tale. He does play sports, but that's not the main focus. It's a group of kids who have kind of trauma bonded in a way, but not with any, SA or anything like that, but just, coming from the grit of the streets. They're all familiar with it, and they create this village amongst themselves, right? Like what adults should do in these types of communities, these kids did it. And they come up with these plans to where they want to create something more than what they had. But it's a love story, right? It is a friends to lovers. Like I say, it's a sports romance. Um, not arranged marriage, marriage of convenience. So it has a couple of tropes in there.
Right.
Yeah, right. And when my beta readers give me feedback, they was like, "Wow, I did not see that coming." But in a good way. So yeah, if you like young adult coming of age, like I say, this gonna be one of them ones. This gonna be one of them ones.
When you say young adults, are you talking teenagers?
18.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just some things that I'm not gonna write about when they just too young. Even though, I was a teen mom, it's just I can't detail it the way I would want to for my own personal reasons. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
I'm
that
a teen mom. I was a teen mom too.
yeah.
And across stories that are very detailed with the
Mhm.
intimate things. And my
Mhm.
kids are now that age, I be look,
Yeah.
look, you done got
Yeah.
a friend behind you.
Yeah. I'm a dog mom.
All right, so before we go on to the next phase, we're gonna play It's Time for Game Time.
Mhm.
Are you
Okay.
ready?
Yes.
Are you ready for game time? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna ask you some questions. Is this or that?
Okay.
And You tell me which one you would choose. So
Okay.
it's always a twist at the end now. So we're gonna go into this or that relationships. Dominant mate, a dominant partner, or a submissive partner.
Okay. Submissive.
Submit. Okay, I'm getting dumb vibes from you now. Now listen, I know my people. I know me when I see me.
I mean,
All right. Relationships. Married for money or married for love?
money.
Money.
Hmm.
How you gonna go? Now these are book stuff. Book stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Everything
That's
we
fine.
live is pretty much in the book. So
Right,
hey.
right, right.
All right. So here's the question. Would you arrange arranged marriage or one night stand with a babe?
A one night stand with a who?
Oh, one night stand with a baby or arranged marriage?
Arranged marriage.
Oh, so you didn't. So you just gonna marry a complete stranger
Yeah.
instead of okay. Everybody else be like, Markela, I know you didn't come up with that question for me. And I'll say, yes, I did. All right. Tropes. Friends to lovers or enemies to lovers?
Enemies to lovers.
Enemies to lovers.
Hmm.
All right, last one. Relationships. Older partner or younger partner?
Oh God. Older partner.
See, you getting stumped by the wrong question. What you supposed to got stumped on was not nothing to you.
Yeah. I'm
I'm nothing to you.
because older is like how much older?
Mm. Okay, so I just got through reading a book and he was her mentor.
But
Um,
how like 10
it
years?
was 10 years, and he was her mentor. Um, it was kind of odd at first because he picked up from school, got her from school, picked up from school, everything. Even though, I went through some of the similar situations in my day.
Right. Me
But
too.
reading it, I was just like, you kind of raised him, in a way. But he only 10 years older than him.
See,
Oh,
10 I could do. 10 I could do. 20, fine. 25 and up? Oh no. Oh no.
but see, he wait. Okay, here's the twist though. He waited till and she been in his life since he was 12 and he was 22. So he waited till she got 18 to pursue her. So that's when it makes it
Yeah.
that's when it makes it kind of cringing, like he ain't her daddy. I
Right.
feel you, right, Rick? He ain't her daddy, but he came into her life when she was 12.
But
He was
why? Why did he come into her life?
he was best friends to her brother.
Oh.
But the brother was like, I saw you looking at her when she turned 17.
No, baby, he was looking when
And
she was
I'm telling you
13.
up front, you gotta wait till she turned 18. But the kicker is the author was just like, she made him call her during the intimate time, it was daddy. And I was just like, oh God, scratching my head.
She got daddy issues.
Huh?
Did she have daddy issues? She had an absent father.
Absent both parents, but I mean, it didn't play an issue in there because the brother was definitely, you know,
taking care of
there
her.
for her the whole time, whatever. But it was just more so weird and been so bad had she wouldn't been calling him daddy.
Yeah,
I was like, dang,
it's like the me that was once 16, like, yeah, 26-year-old, oh, that ain't nothing. But the me that's a parent,
okay, as a parent.
girl, quit playing with me. But I could pick older as long as he's not 25 years or older than me.
Yeah.
Because I would hate younger. Like men already mature slower than us. I would
Mhm.
lose my mind. Baby, you're a baby. I
Mhm.
don't got time. I don't got time.
I was
Yeah.
gonna put that in the group because through the media they dragging this one celebrity that's dating the younger basketball player, whatever.
Drea.
Okay,
Drea. Hmm.
Drea. Drea's dating younger basketball. Okay, he's 21, she's what, 39, 40, whatever. But when the male characters, male celebrities date younger women and models and stuff like that, they don't have any problem with it. So when did it become like, is it because we're nurturers?
Yes. I think it's what I just said. Men already mature slower than us. So a 21-year-old man is not even mentally as mature as a 21-year-old girl. So
Mhm.
just imagine he's 21, you're 39. The issue is, what do y'all have in common? Now, on the flip side, as a man in the league, he could learn a lot from her. She can teach him a lot, and not in a motherly way, but for her, girl, what I mean, I know what you want with him, but I'm just saying, like I feel like a relationship should be beneficial on both ends. And I just don't see it when it's a 21-year-old boy and a 39-year-old woman.
Mhm.
Cause
I will say this,
it's
okay?
still wet behind the ears.
My son is older, and before he got into the dating scene and when he got to a single stage, I was like, "You somebody old, like you are somebody," because so much I can do at this point. Because you
Really?
need somebody to go over your finances because you need help. And I said it in a joking way, but
Uh-huh.
got that thing, and I was like, "Well, Markela, how old would you let him go to?"
Right.
And because he's 22, so I was like, he can do about 30. Because
Okay.
at this point, because
Yeah, okay.
the younger girls are being the more of the users to him. He make his
Yeah.
pay, make his money, so they be more the users to him. Where the
But
older,
girls are taught to be users
yeah, they
subliminally. Like we are taught to use. Um,
sure.
and I think that a lot of these young girls, they don't be using enough, Sarah, because you could have used a little more.
So in your books, what are you saying to the women? Are you like, like you're not about to be no naive girl, do you?
Yes, but sometimes no. Sometimes you are just a girl.
Mhm.
And I think in the book Into the Moon, that is a part of the story, right? Like having to be an adult when you're just a girl. It's so hard. Like, give your mama back her purse. You walk around here with that big old shoulder purse. You need a little crossbody bag. A look,
Mhm.
can't hold nothing but your iPhone.
Mhm. Mhm.
If that, hold your iPhone in your hand. But most of the time, my characters are, I'm like, girl, don't be the one or the two. But then sometimes they're nurturers and they're willing to do anything to help that man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes they gotta use. Like use, girl. Use them up.
Yeah, right. So outside of being an author, I know we talked about this in the beginning a little bit, but what is something your readers, your viewers don't know about you that you were willing to share?
Um, I don't think they know nothing about me, honestly. Um,
You're a mess.
I don't know because I'm private kind of on social media, but in real life, I'm not private at all. Like, baby, I be talking to everybody. The lady in the grocery store line, like, yeah, tell me all your problems, lady. You don't got nobody to talk to. But, I guess what is something that I don't mind them knowing.
Well, you did say you served time in the army, right?
Yeah, but
How long did you
I
do?
did 4 years active duty. Um, so that ain't
Do you like to write about that?
no. Uh,
Mhm.
no, that was just um me doing something because what like I didn't at the time I didn't want to go to college. I was already a mom. It was like, okay, when you graduate high school, like, girl, what you back to do? You know, you just want to be a street runner. And I probably wanted to be a street runner, but God was like, girl, no, I gotta sit you down. So I don't know. I'm real fun. The readers can know that I'm fun in real life, y'all. I'm an
Yeah.
introvert
Yeah.
and I'm an extrovert. I like to go outside, but it got to be 6 weeks at a time. Like I can't go out every weekend. It got to be 6 weeks at a time.
So how has your success been like did you think you was gonna become this author today?
Um, Ask me again. I'm trying to tell these kids to let this dog out. Ask me one more time. I wasn't paying attention.
Did you think you was gonna become the author you are today?
No, I did not. Um, Before I was writing, I did not know I was going to be an author at all. And even now,
You about to
hold on,
get your attention in a minute.
hold on, real quick.
Mhm. Hold on one second, I got recording.
Okay,
So
okay.
you didn't think you was gonna be the author.
No. And then when I started writing, honestly, if I would have looked ahead 6 years, I probably thought I was going to be a little further than where I am. Because the dreams are big, right? The goals are big. Um, but yeah, prior to this, I thought I was gonna be a radio personality.
I can see that.
Everybody say that.
I can see that.
Everybody says that. I definitely thought I was gonna be a radio personality. I love music. I went and got my degree in mass communications, but that's a jack of all trade, right? Like that's writing, that's journalism, that's radio, that's TV. So maybe God knew I was gonna be
Yeah.
an author.
I mean, definitely knew that. I mean, especially
Yeah,
when you see the fruits of your labor. So
yeah,
you start seeing readers and they
yeah.
like your stuff and they want more from you. Now you did mention something that I want to pick back up on. You said the world was more quiet for you when you started writing, right? So now that everything is back up and running, do you find it harder to catch a story?
No, because in that time, I realized that I am my best when I quiet the world. So I tend to do that a lot. the people that know me, I will delete all social media apps for times on end. Like I know that for me, my mental health, my creativity, quieting the world, like me personally, I have to do it because the way my brain works, like I said, it's always so much, so much, so much, so much, so much that I gotta quiet the world in order to like hone in and pull out what I need to pull out and feel what I need to feel so that when it's time for me to create, it comes easier to me.
I feel you. I feel you. I know you got some tropes that you're getting ready to do. Have you, is there something you want to tap in, like the kidnapping, the
I think I want to do like a Dom situation.
yeah, yes.
I think I want to do a Dom situation because I like those books. Um, it's just something about those men. I wouldn't like them in real life. But in book life, in the book world,
Oh yeah, in book world, yeah. Yeah.
okay.
It wasn't until I started reading like different traits of the guys in books that I was like, get to thinking, I was like, you know what, my husband is kind of standoffish. You know, my husband is kind of rough. You know
Yeah,
what? You know
right.
what? Because they on book basis they call me the toxic one. I like all the toxic books.
Yeah,
And I'm like, y'all, I don't like this in real life. But then I got to thinking, hmm,
you do.
I like it.
A little bit, a little bit.
Yes, just yes, yeah, I guess so. Yes, so
Yeah.
it's the ones that look at you, you mean, but they're not mean to me. They look at you like you're crazy.
Right, yes, but you're like to you, they melt. Yeah.
Yep, I ain't gonna say milk milk.
I was gonna say my man just mean, period. He not mean, but he
My
mean. He be mean to me. In his
husband,
defense, you gotta be mean to me because baby, I will walk all over you if you let me. And he have to bring me back to reality. Like, girl, stop playing with me. I'd be like, oh my bad. I had forgot.
now let's say a book in your catalog that you would want to redo. Which one would you redo?
I got two.
Yeah, two.
The first one I would redo. I don't want to say it. It's Long Nights. And the second one I would redo is From the Depths of My Soul, book 3. But I'm still happy with those books, but I would redo them. Yeah.
Now, if you was to have to choose an ending, would you choose to kill off the main character or would you choose a cliffhanger?
Kill out the main character.
Really?
Girl, I ain't never killed off the main character, but I want to. I want you to cry your eyes out. I want you to bawl when you get
If
to the
it's
end of the book and this
somebody that you
man
can
or
bring, we better not fall in love with them and you done killed them off.
see that's what I want to do.
Is that like a goal?
Yeah. It is.
No, I mean, because yeah,
Because I do sometimes believe that in these books, these people be so in love, but sometimes he or she be needing another love. And I don't want them to break up. I want that love. I want them to not have that love because they can't, not because, he cheated or she cheated, because he did or she did. So, and then you find a whirlwind of another love to kind of show, sometimes you got more than one soulmate.
you know what
I
I
don't
would
think that in
read since
real
you said
life.
that?
What?
I would want to read. Okay, like hear me out.
Okay, let me write it down.
Right, girl. Oh look, I'm notorious for getting. I'm notorious for that. Uh, but okay, say an older guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He married for money, right? He old.
Mm-hmm.
But you take care of him and he died, whatever. And then the son
Mm-hmm.
comes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like she falls for the son
See?
or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like some messy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I read some, but I got a more complicated way in my head.
Yeah, I've read some books where their love dies. But I wanted to be a little more complicated. Like I want the whole book to be a whirlwind.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're swooning at this love that they have for each other, right? And when it's at the end of the book, when you think they about to live happy ever after, bam, he in a plane crash.
No, you didn't. I'm too weak with you.
And
I
now
know, right, Rick? Too weak with her.
she gotta find another love in the next book. See?
She's gonna grieve.
Yeah, and while she's grieving,
Mhm.
she will fall in love again. Her intentions wouldn't be to fall in. The intention is never to fall in love most of the time in these books, right? Like it's just unexpected. Um, he wasn't looking for love, and so it'll be the same gist.
But do you think grieved love is really true love?
I don't know. I've never grieved love. So I can't really say, but you have you
I know,
ever
right? It can be like, is it? I know it can be. I'm just like, is it true? Like, because okay, your heart died in a plane crash, and then you meet somebody new. Is it rebound love that putting your heart back together? You know
no,
what I mean?
it's
Is it
just
really?
like it's just like going into heart failure and they give you a new heart. You're not dead. You got a new heart. You're still living. It's the same thing. You can fall in love again.
Yeah,
It's gonna start that way in their head. Yeah, they but at some point it's love. Um, because they're gonna fight it, right? 'Cause
Mhm. Yeah.
when you think you just was so in love with somebody, you're not gonna be open to loving somebody else. It may be physical, but yeah, I think grief love can be real love.
Okay.
If enemies could turn into lovers, child, grief love can
But
be
I
true
mean,
love.
you know when we was kids, they say mama used to say he don't like you. He picking on you because he like you.
See
You know,
now, if you was picking on me,
always
you
been
couldn't have
the end.
liked me. If you was picking on me, ain't no way you liked me. Cause why would you pick with me? Just ignore me. That's better.
No, because you probably ignoring him, so they gonna
No.
pick on you.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love a good enemies to lovers, but I'm just saying, I don't know if I could love my enemy.
Mm, okay. Let's go to reviews.
Okay.
So, with reviews, how do you feel about them leaving reviews?
I need reviews. Um, I feel like all things creative need reviews, products need reviews. And I'm not that artist that's sensitive about their shit. I'm not her at all. I love constructive criticism. My feelings don't get hurt. So even when I get a bad review, especially if it's warranted for what they believe, I accept it. I appreciate it. Um, if it resonates with me as well, and I'm like, okay, I feel what they saying. I could have did, X, Y, and Z. I'll keep it in the back of my mind. Now, I don't say that I'll use that for my next book because, again, I feel strong in what I want to put on the paper is what I put on the paper. Even if some people don't always understand that, everybody's not going to like everything, or everybody's not going to feel fulfilled at the end of your story, even though that's just how that story went. You know what I'm saying? But I accept them. I respect them. I don't respect the bad reviews that don't really have a lot of merit. Like, if you're gonna give me a 1 star, please give me words. Like, make it make sense, because that's how I get better. That's how other creators get better. But again, if it just wasn't your thing, that's cool too. It just wasn't your thing. Because I read stuff that readers rave about, and I'm like, yeah, that's like, it's cool, but it really wasn't my thing or whatever. I like reviews, good and bad.
Now, do you prefer them to leave a written review or just rate the book?
I, if you giving 2 or 1
I know
star,
if you get a
yeah,
5 star, do you want to know what you liked about it?
yes, I do. I want to know what you liked about it for all the stars, or didn't like about it for all the stars. But more so, if you leaving a bad review, don't just give me a rating. Tell me why. For the good ones, yeah, I'll take the rating. I prefer the words. But again, I don't really be leaving reviews. I just leave a rating personally. But I think that's because I'm in the same space. And if a book, for me personally, as a author myself, if it's not 5 stars, I'm not leaving a rating or a review.
Mhm.
But maybe, stuff like that come back and bite you in the butt when you're an author. You know what I'm saying? So I just move on. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna tell nobody it was bad. I'm not gonna tell nobody I didn't like it. I just, I move on.
I guess it has changed for me.
Mhm.
I used to just leave a review. Now it's different. You
Mhm.
know, Markela review type thing going on. But
Yeah.
if I leave a review, I normally just rate it now because I read so many books. Like, I read so many books, and then
Mhm.
I'm so busy, and then I don't know who's gonna be in front of me. The next week after that, the next week after that, and everything like that. And I want to make sure I rated you on something I feel like was one of your one of your best work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like if it's below a 3, I'm not leaving a review. If I
Mhm.
feel like I didn't like it, which you only got, but about I'll give you. They say I give you too many chapters. So, they say hard, but they say I'm giving you too many chapters. But I got 3 chapters to pull me
Really?
in. Mm,
I don't
Some,
know how many chapters I give.
some of them give a couple pages. Some of them give like I give you about 3 chapters. They say that's long. I give you about 3 chapters because I don't know what you about to do. And judging on the books I just previously read, if I would have did that, and I would have not seen none of the plot twists that the author did, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh great, I would have never saw that coming.
Mhm.
It was very unique. But you think if after 3 stars, I'm not.
Well, I can't say that that's good or bad, because sometimes we need those 2 and those 1 stars. Just honestly, I know we like to gripe about it. Well, not me personally, but I know we like to gripe about it. But on the opposite end of Amazon, they do not be tripping up there like that. Like, we put a strong emphasis on even the ratings of the book, once the reviews and stuff start coming in. I know some readers are like, if it's like a 4, 3.9, they don't want to read it. Meanwhile, over there, they'll have 10,000 reviews, and the average is 3.5. You know what I'm saying? Like 3.5 stars, but they got 10,000 reviews, and people are still reading this book. So
I like the underdogs. I like, I like finding some stories that I feel like, try good. I will try a new author out in a minute. Because
Hmm.
I'll give it a chance. Because I've seen some that I'm like, dang, she got like 4 reviews, 5 reviews, 10 reviews, but she's in a phenomenal author.
All it
Like,
takes is the right reader to read that book, and it'll take off. It'll take
mhm,
off. You just got to be patient,
yeah.
and yeah, you just got to be patient. If you feel like you got some heat, keep promoting it. Like all it takes, especially in today's time, that one TikToker. That's all you need is one TikToker to talk about your book, rave about your book, and next
They
thing you
keep
know,
coming. Who they want me to do?
You Kennedy Ryan by the time it's all over with, like the social media can take a new author to new heights.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, mhm. It has changed. It has changed. TikTok has definitely. I get asked that all the time. Will you do a review? I said, you send me a book. You send me the physical copy. I will
Mm-hmm.
do the review. Other
Mm-hmm.
than that,
See, I don't like TikTok, but I think it's because the military brainwashed me. It's just something about those Asian based sites. I don't like TikTok and I'll never download Temu on my phone. I don't know. And the crazy part about it is they already got all my information.
I know, right?
I don't know what I'm hiding from.
Yeah, I don't know what you hiding for either. They
Every
got.
now I will go months without getting on TikTok, like months. And then sometimes, I make my way back over there. And then I'm like, yeah, now let me get up off of here because they ain't finna knock on my door. But man, I got teenagers. So they on TikTok, so they come, they come to my house.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would you tell author that is getting in want to get in this industry, but she's writing. Let me ask you this first. When should you call yourself an author? After writing so many books? I mean, because like, is it a 1 year wonder? Is you considered author then? Like, when should you call yourself an author in your opinion?
In my opinion, I would say whenever you publish your book, you're an author. But I don't know because I feel like there's a difference between a writer and an
An
author.
author. Me too.
I don't know. I think the line is really thin between the two, but I feel like if it's more of like a passion project, you're really on some, I don't care if I don't make any money, I'm not doing it for the money, I'm doing it for the love of it, you're a writer. When you talk about putting money behind your book, putting actually trying to make it a business, then I think that probably you're an author then. But when it's just like passion and I just want to, put my book out there, that's a writer, my personal opinion.
You know what? I like that. You put a different spin on it because when I ask this question, sometimes people it's like, I've gotten all kind of responses from the
Mm-hmm.
question. Gotten, 3 books is considered, I would consider you as an author. Um, Once you get published, considered as an author. But the way you worded it, it was like, okay, author is okay, I published a book, but a writer is saying that this is a career choice, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I'm getting?
Opposite. The writer is
Opposite?
like, yeah, the writer is like, yeah, I like to write. I'm gonna put this book out, but they're not putting the business aspect behind
Okay, they're
it.
not putting a
And
guy.
then the author is like, I'm putting this money behind it. I'm really trying to make it a business.
So what would autobiographies fit in? Because sometimes they just one story. They
If
just
if
telling
it's just like a one and done, you just really want to tell your story, I'm gonna say you're a writer. But when you start to hustle that autobiography, because I remember a couple of years ago where I ran into a bunch of people Black women and Black men who have written their stories, but you could find them posted up at Walmart
Mhm.
hustling that book. Oh, baby, you're an author. You're trying to make some money off of this, even though the goal is to get your story out there, but you want to make some money off of it too. So I say, yeah, that's an author. You can have one book, I would say, and be an author as long as you're putting the business behind it. And I say that because the prestigious titles have the word author in it. New York Times best-selling author. It doesn't say writer. Um, Writers, like you'll see a title of writer for like a blog, and we know bloggers make money too. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of writing and being an author. It's different, even though the line is really, really thin.
It's thin because I write,
Mm-hmm.
but you probably some people have read some of the work I've written.
Mm-hmm.
It's in other people's stuff because of how I operate.
Mm-hmm.
And you may need a help with a storyline, you may need help with it
Mm-hmm.
just depends on what I'm doing. But me saying, hey, I am an author. Do I want that? I like the assistance of it.
Yeah.
I like
And
the
writers can make money and do make money. But again, it's within those titles, right? It's called ghost writer, not ghost author. You
Mhm.
see the difference? It's like the word is semantically the same, but it's not at the same time. But at
Mhm.
the end of the day, this is 2024, and the way we can use pronouns, the way we want to use pronouns, whatever
And
you
do
want
what
to
you
call
want.
yourself is what you want to call yourself. You know, like I don't care if you want to say you're a New York Times best-selling writer. I like do you. I'm not. I don't. Your pronoun, your title can be whatever it is you want it to be.
Editing urban fiction when I first got my first client, I was like, this is grammatically incorrect. Like this is not correct. And then I was like, let's get a whole new dictionary for us, like a whole, like, not just the urban
the
dictionary that we have
rules, the
slang,
rules.
but like for different areas too, because I didn't know what jit was. I didn't know what John was. And where I'm from is said kids, children or whatever, a- any kind of other country saying the saying, but I didn't know what no John was. I didn't know what no G was. And
Yeah,
I was like, I need a glossary. I need to figure out what this means.
yeah. It makes a difference. I thought I was gonna struggle with that in school when I got into like my creative writing courses because it's creative writing. I could write whatever I want, however I want. And I actually excelled in that. I pushed the the rules, like I know Grammarly is about to flag me all kinds of ways, but this ain't for Grammarly.
That's
So
all
as
right.
long as my punctuation and if I'm not narrating in slang, as long as that is by the book, everything else in creative writing could pretty much go.
Oh,
Um, but the book and the rules is not for us. It has not been adjusted for what urban fiction, black romance, street it has not been adjusted for what that really is. So authors need to pay attention to that when they're getting an editor, because maybe you'll get the wrong editor and they'll have your hood dude talking
mm-hmm,
like talking like Ti.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. And I have to say, do they know that you write urban fiction? All the time. Like I have to ask that question. Do they know it's an
Mm-hmm.
urban fiction book? Because I see in there that they done changed yeah to you, and I'm like, nah, it's like I love y'all. You're like, I love you. I love you. Not
Yeah,
yeah, I love you. not you, you
Right.
know,
It makes a
certain read.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah. Because as a reader, you want the author to take us where you are, wherever town you in, what
Mhm.
slang you talking. I want to be right there with you.
Mhm.
I want to know if I ain't been to Chicago, but I want you to write like that, so I
Mhm.
can travel in my head there.
Right. Right.
Right.
That's the purpose. That's the purpose of the book. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Girl, well, I have enjoyed you. You are a whole mess.
Thank you. Thank
I am.
you.
Thank you for taking your time out to even
Thank
come
y'all for having me.
and listen. So let the viewers know because it will be uploaded to YouTube, and y'all make sure
Okay.
y'all like subscribe on the YouTube channel,
Like
please.
and subscribe, y'all.
Yes, I gotta have you back co-hosting with me one time. I
Please
got my
do,
co-host
girl.
there. She
You
be
know, I
going,
said I was a radio host in my past life.
girl, listen, listen, yes, honey. Um, but yes, so all your books can be found on Amazon, right?
Yes, they can be found on Amazon. I don't have any paperbacks right now, but traditionally paperbacks could be found on my website, which is evelynlatrice.com. Sign up to my mailing list because, like I say, I do have a really, 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 really good book coming sooner rather than later. And I know my readers are tired of me saying soon, but soon is soon. Soon is whenever soon is. But yeah, go on my website. Of course, I'm
Make
on
sure you send me
Facebook.
a paperback.
Okay,
Okay.
I will. I want to get hardback of this book. Like, this is how much in love I am with this
Oh, okay, you
story. I'm
in
trying to be an author and put some money behind it.
that's look, in order to make money, you have to be serious.
Yes, and as
Yes,
authors we
thank you.
spend a lot of money. But yeah, I'm on social media. I'm not on TikTok. I am, but I'm not. I ain't on there. So don't find me on there. But Instagram, Evelyn Latrice, Facebook, Evelyn Latrice. Yep.
All right, so you just stay put for a minute.
Okay.
Again, guys, this is Arthur Evelyn Latrice. We thank you for coming on between the pages with us, and make sure we see you guys next week. Till next time.